Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, then welcome. I am Danny. I have been on a weight loss journey for the last year and a half. I've lost 90 pounds so far, living a whole food, plant-based lifestyle. And today I'm gonna give you 2 recipes that are whole food, plant-based Christmas recipes that I hope your family will love. We are making plant-based lasagna and whole food, plant-based cranberry orange bread. So let's get to it. We're gonna start by making our spinach for the ricotta. So you're gonna take a cup of fresh spinach, chop that up, and then add it to a skillet. And I saute this only using water. I just add a little bit of water, enough to keep it from sticking to the pan. And then you're going to cook it until it is wilted, then set that aside. Now we're going to make what would be the meat of this lasagna. So we're going to use vegetables. You're going to use an 8-ounce container of chopped mushrooms. I chopped these even finer. And then I use a whole package of riced cauliflower. I throw in about a half cup of shredded carrots and a whole zucchini. Chop this up until it is fine and then add in about a tablespoon of minced garlic. You can lower that if you don't like so much garlic flavor, and some Italian seasoning. So I throw that all in a pot and I cook it until all of the mushrooms are shriveled down and the zucchini is nice and cooked through. And then you're going to add in your sauce. So I use this mushroom basil sauce from Well Your World. It is oil, salt, and sugar free. And then I add that in there and it looks like this. And this is your meat replacement. Now we're gonna go back to the ricotta, and for the ricotta, you're gonna use extra firm organic tofu. So I throw this into a blender. I add in about 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, and then I start out with about a half a cup of plant milk and a cup of cashews. And then I also added in some roasted garlic and some roasted mushrooms. You're also going to add in a tablespoon of distilled vinegar, mix that until it's blended, and as it's blending, you can add more plant milk if needed. For the noodles, I ordered these on Amazon. They are 100% yellow pea lasagna noodles. I just pop these into some boiling water and allow these to boil for a few minutes. Then I'm going to take the spinach that I made earlier. I'm going to add that to the ricotta that I just made, and I'm going to blend that in the blender until it's all mixed in. Now it's time to layer the lasagna. You're going to start with your veggie layer, and then on top of that, I'm going to add in my tofu ricotta. I pour that on top, and then with a spatula, I just spread that evenly over the top of the vegetables so that it looks like so. Now I'm going to add my first layer of noodles. Then you add your vegetables and your ricotta on top of that and layer like you normally would. And now this is actually the final layer of the lasagna. These noodles really didn't want to stay together, so I had to patch some of them together the best that I could. It all comes out the same whenever you cut it. You will not know the difference. And I'm just going to take the remainder of my veggies and add that to the top. Now, I'm going to be honest here. I may have used more than I should have on the bottom layers, and I was kind of running thin on the top layer. So just be mindful of that whenever you're layering it together. You want to save enough to cover the whole top. So mine is a little thin on the top, but that's all right because I am going to coat the top with a pea protein that is a lot like breadcrumbs. I got these at Aldi, and this is what I'm gonna sprinkle on the top right before I bake it so it'll have a crunch. And there you have it. There is your whole food plant-based lasagna. Now, if you are watching this and thinking, Danny, you put so much work into all these recipes, I can't duplicate this. It's not relatable. First of all, I just want to say I love being in the kitchen. I love cooking with strange ingredients. I love measuring with my heart. I love creating dishes, okay? And not everybody does. So it is totally fine if you watch these videos and you think, I don't really want to live like that. You don't have to. The joy of everybody's individual health journey is that you can make it look exactly how you need it to look. And if it has to be simple, don't ever shame a good veggie tray or a soup. You could make maybe chili or a healthy whole food plant-based soup. You do not have to go crazy baking and cooking and making all of these things. Just come prepared, knowing what you are going to eat. Maybe make a salad or a soup, a smoothie, whatever you need it to look like for you to be successful. That is the point. But I love coming on here and giving you ideas of things for the people who are like me and you like to cook. So now it's time to make the cranberry bread. For the cranberry bread, you're going to take 2 cups of flour. I did 1 cup oat flour and 1 cup almond flour, but you can use what you want. 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of vanilla bean powder. Now mix those together. Now you're going to add 1/2 cup of fresh squeezed orange juice, 1/3 cup of unsweetened applesauce. And for extra zesty orange flavor, you're going to add in a tablespoon of orange zest. I may or may not have added more than a tablespoon here. 1 cup of plant milk. Now mix that together. In place of sugar, you're going to take 10 pitted medjool dates. I cut these each in small pieces and added them to the mixer very slowly. And then I added the cranberries once that was all mixed together. And then I blended that. And when the batter is done, you take it and you pour it into, I like to use a silicone dish. You can use whatever baking dish you want. I just find that without using oil, that the silicone dish really does a great job at getting the bread out without any issues. You'll bake that at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes, and then voila, look at her. And there you have it, whole food plant-based cranberry bread. I hope that you liked this video. If you love this content, give us a thumbs up. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, and most importantly, have a healthy, happy, Merry Christmas. Love you, bye.